Hank Williams Jr. But you know what? He may be a legend, but he's not resting on his laurels.
I could not imagine Monday Night Football without that song.
Football players and fans alike know this guy by that rowdy Monday Night Football open.
I got a question for you. Are you ready for the football?
Hank Williams Jr., though, is more than staple for the NFL. He is a true superstar of country music. The son of Hank Williams Sr., he's been on the stage since the age of 8. But if you think you know all about Bocephus, just hold on.
It's a little different than people think.
I sat down for a rare and revealing interview with Hank at the Music Fest in Nashville. He first told me the real story about why his father gave him that now famous nickname, Bocephus.
Rod Brasfield, he's the comedian on the Grand Ole Opry. So he's got a dummy named Bocephus. So I'm named after a dummy. I'm crawling over, playing with this dummy. So he called me Little Bocephus,
Hank Jr.'s father died when Hank was just 3 years old, but this son knows everything about his legendary father. And he talked openly with me about some surprising musical influences for each of them early on in their careers.
The black street singer, Rufus Payne, taught him to play. That's where Lovesick Blues came from. That's the real deal. If it hadn't been for Rufus Payne teaching Hank Sr., there might not have been a Hank Sr.
Let's have some fun. Gonna live for once.
Remember Ray Charles sitting right here in the studio. I tuned down to an open G and threw down on a little delta. He said, "Where did that come from?" I said, "Well," he said, "Man, I'm gonna enjoy making this record."
And for Bocephus, those influences and his father's spirit have lived on.
There's a tear in my beer, 'cause I'm crying for you.
Throughout his long career, Hank Jr. has won a long list of awards, but just one Grammy for this duet with his father, Tear in My Beer.
The video with Daddy was the most special thing I ever did in my life.
Never touch Hank's cowboy hat or his shoes now.
Now, don't think for a moment, though, that Hank Jr. has just lived a life based on the legend of his father. He has undoubtedly paved his own way as well. And today, with buddies like Snoop Dogg,
Are you ready for some football?
and Kid Rock, Hank's influences remain diverse.
We're just all brothers and sisters kind of playing around,
So your flavor is a little bit of everything.
You can say that again. Yeah, I'm not stuck on strawberry. No, I like bluegrass, I like rock, I like blues.
And all of those come together in his latest song, That's How They Do It in Dixie.
That's how we do it in Dixie.
I was watching your new video, That's How They Do It in Dixie.
Yeah.
And I saw that Bocephus clothing line.
Yeah.
So you're gonna do one? I mean, Puff Daddy has a clothing line.
He does?
Why not Hank?
That actually is a darn good idea. If Hank Sr. wasn't the original sharp-dressed man, who was? Huh? Yeah, this guy at 8 o'clock in the morning was decked. And I really think that those wonderful ties that he wore need to be back in the stores. So stand by. That's very good.
So more than 45 years into his incredible career, there is no thought of slowing down. Hank Williams Jr., or as his mama called him, Randall, is still going strong. When you hear the name Randall, you know it's an old friend.
Boy, you can say that again. Randall, I love that.
And you can jump out, and you can jump in.
I like that. It's rockin' Randall, baby. When I move, you move.
Just like that.
Just like that.